Hi, welcome back to InSight.
I'm Louise VanNatta.
And I'm Wendy Brokaw, and we have a really terrific show lined up.
What are we going to see today,
We're going to be
Wendy?
talking about kids in the garden, and I mean working
fun.
with worms and garden and growing their own food and having a great time with the Marion-Polk Food Share, a wonderful woman who is really fun to listen to as she talks about the kids. It's very exciting. It's going to be great. Looking forward to that.
Let's see.
Hello and welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Louise VanNatta.
Today we're going to be talking about kids and dirt. All right, kids and gardening. I can't resist because I have just been with the Marion-Polk Food Share Community Gardens program and getting to know about how they're getting kids involved with growing their own food. And the best person I can think of to talk about that today is with Victoria Binning. Hi, Victoria. You were part of that program. What's your job there?
I am the Community Foods Education Coordinator, and I do a lot of things, but most of what I do is after-school garden education at 3 different elementary schools.
Wow. After school. Well, we have, we think of the food share as a place where you go and get food already donated, but this is kind of a change in philosophy, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. About 90% of what we do is emergency food distribution. We give out to pantries, and it goes directly to families in need. Yeah. But what I get to do, which is, I think, very exciting, is I get to create a community of food. I literally teach students how to grow their own, and through teaching them how to grow food, how to cook food in the garden, influence their families and the communities that they're a part of to really embrace good, nutritious eating.
So what age groups are involved here?
I teach K through 5.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we've come so far from the garden in our society. Probably a lot of kids just think food comes from the grocery store. So you really are teaching them from the beginning instead of does it teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime? It's kind of that concept. So tell me about the kids and what you've noticed about them as they're starting to see how food grows.
Oh my gosh, they have a keen imagination for how food arrives at their doorstep most of the time. I mean, I've asked them before and they've said, oh yeah, food comes from the grocery store, food comes from this restaurant. No. Let's think about this. And we had one student, one day we were making pesto in the garden, and we grabbed parsley because we were making a parsley pesto. We grabbed parsley from the garden, we had garlic that was growing, and the kids went through the entire process of harvesting and chopping and mixing it together and then eating it. And one of the students had the craziest look on his face. And I could tell the wheels were turning and he was making the connection that this pesto that he had made by hand was just as good, if not better than the stuff that he could get at the store. And he ended up taking like bags full home and telling his mom they were going to eat parsley pesto forever.
But that doesn't sound like it's an unusual reaction that you're coming to expect that from kids once they've learned how to grow something?
Yeah, totally. They get really into it. That same kid comes back every week and takes parsley home so that he can make parsley pesto at home. But other students are doing that as well. A lot of them, because we are interested in not only teaching them about good food, but making sure that they're fed, will take food home with them and experiment with their families.
What do you hope that they'll do once they get the idea of doing this at home? What do you think they're going to have an impact with their families on?
Well, ideally, they will bring the ideas of healthy eating back to their family, take back those cooking skills, and then also their families have a chance to get invested in our community garden program, because we have 53 community gardens throughout Salem and Kaiser, and the garden clubs that I teach are all located within community gardens, so their families can actually have plots at the community gardens that the students are learning at.
Great idea. So the kids can show off, look, this is what I grew, Mom, and Mom could say, well, this is what I grew, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we have one little girl who shows off her was showing off her family's tomatoes this summer, and all the other kids thought it was the coolest thing.
You know,
wonderful. You were out there, weren't you, at the garden?
I couldn't resist. I asked, can I go out there and just see you people in action? So we got some video of these kids, and they showed me what they were doing, and they had the best time. And I got to see an actual after-school class in operation. Why don't we take a look at that?
Ooh. Let's.
We're here today at Julie's Garden, which is one of the community gardens that is supported by Marion-Polk Food Share. And this is where kids at Four Corners Elementary School can learn about gardens, can learn about growing fruits and vegetables, and then we'll get the opportunity to try these fruits and vegetables and take some home to their families.
Awesome, let's go! Yeah? Where is it? I always send them on a hunt around the garden to point out something new this week that wasn't here last week. And the kids just, I mean, it's an awesome way to explore the garden, and they always come back with something great.
The orange stuff, that's the carrot. Can I see?
Oh yeah, I see the carrot. This is cabbage and it's for salads.
Show me what it looks like. Go down there and let me look at it.
The cabbage, it looks like white stuff, but it's all the way in there. It's lettuce. It looks like leaves, and it's kind of like lettuce.
What I like about the garden is you can get your hands dirty and you find roly-polies and ladybugs and worms.
What I grow in my own garden actually right now, I grow carrots, bell peppers, onions, and then flowers that spell out my name.
They're so curious, but they constantly surprise me with what they already know. So why are apples so good for you?
They have nutrients.
Nutrients! What's a nutrient? Anyone? Anyone? What?
Vitamins, I think.
Vitamins? Yeah, those are nutrients. They totally did what I wanted them to do. They got from apple to tree to roots to soil to worms. Whoa, check this one out. It's got a little white worm. What end do you think is the front and which end do you think is the back?
How do worms move?
They use their muscles. Part is their muscles and that little sesame right there. It breathes from its whole body. And worms have 0 ears.
I hope tonight these kids will go home and tell their parents about worms. And I hope that when they're at the grocery store, they'll ask their parents to buy apples. I hope that they'll say, can we plant an apple tree and grow our own apples?
But they can also feel confident in their own ability to grow things. Because I'm finding so much that people are afraid of the garden. Like, I can't grow anything. Are you kidding me? What? How do I do that? But these kids have such a genuine curiosity and genuine excitement about the garden, and I just really hope that they can take that on with them.
Those kids are great worms.
Wow.
They love the worms.
They had so much fun.
Wow, that's like kind of the outdoor school concept where you get to go out and really see how the world works.
And you
in
did
real
some
life.
composting there too, and the kids were explaining how you compost. What's the whole vision you have of showing them all these different aspects of gardening and recycling at the same time?
Yeah, it's really giving them a complete perspective of what it takes to grow food, because you don't just have life coming out of the ground, but you also have the plants that die back and the whole life cycle system and the ecosystems that support it. So it's really, you're getting into like good science education here.
Speaking of science, you have a science background?
I do. I just graduated in May with a degree in environmental science from Willamette University.
Go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats! And I utilized that last year when I was teaching environmental science at Highland Elementary, did the Weber program.
Very well.
If people, parents and teachers want to know how to get involved with your program, how do they do that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. We're always looking for volunteers to work in the garden clubs, and donations are gladly accepted. You can call us at 503-581-3855 and ask for the gardens department.
And you have a website or a Facebook page?
Yes,
that you
we do. Marion-Polk-Foodshare.org.
Wonderful.
So just go under programs, look under community gardens, and you'll see the youth programs right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
great.
great.
What a wonderful program.
It does. It sounds like it's really, truly innovative, and it's caught a gear.
Yeah, we're innovating a new future.
As well we should.
Hoping that it will also involve healthy food and ending hunger.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Oh,
Victoria.
thank you
We
so
really
much for
appreciate you
coming in
coming
today, and thank you for joining us today on InSight.
We'll see you next time.
Mary Louise, do you remember having an aha moment when you were a kid when you got it reading, you said, I can do this, I can read?
Yes.
I remember
I
that too.
do. I had some very favorite books that were really, really important to me.
Me too.
And my mom was a librarian, so she really taught me how.
Oh.
Reading was super important to her. So.
Well, you know, early reading is so important that we learned that a group locally, a statewide organization called Start Making a Reader Today, or SMART, has found a way to hook up people who love to read to kids with kids who are just learning to read.
It's
so
a great program
it's
that anybody can get involved in, and I love hearing about that. So.
yeah, and even businesses could support that with having their employees be able to take some time off.
That's what I do.
Oh, do
So
you really?
I do. I have a gal in my office who reads in Salem Heights, which I understand we're going to be talking about today.
We're going to be
so.
talking about Salem Heights. We're going to be going there to show the
Well,
kids.
that's great
there,
because
too.
that was my elementary school. So I can't wait to go with you.
Hello and welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Louise VanNatta. And today we're with some folks from SMART, which is Start Making a Reader Today. Welcome. I'm glad you're
Welcome.
here. Hey, can you guys introduce yourselves and let our CCTV audience know who you are and how you are involved with SMART?
I'm Dick Day. I'm from South Salem. Work with the Salem Heights Elementary School.
Excellent.
And I'm Carrie K. Spear. I'm a coordinator at Independence Elementary School.
Great, wonderful.
And my name is Ray White, and I am the Northwest Area Assistant Area Manager here in Salem.
Welcome. First of all, I know that SMART is an Oregon program, and it has been in the Salem-Keizer School District, but it's also statewide. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so SMART has been around for 23 years, and we have 256 schools across the state of Oregon that we service. And for the most part, the greatest part about the SMART program is that we're bringing volunteers in to read to kids to promote the joy of reading.
I got a chance to go to one school, the school where you were, to tape a little bit of video about SMART, and I think we should take a look at that to introduce us to the whole world of SMART. Why don't we take a look at that video?
That's great.
SMART is a terrific program. If you see the kindergartners on book giveaway day and you see what it means to them to take a book home every month, and weekly as they come in and greet their readers, and they're so excited about reading and what new books might be in the bins.
Oh my gosh, this is an amazing thing to see when you watch the students light up when they are interacting with their volunteer reader. There's moments where a light bulb comes on and you're able to see, wow, it makes sense. Reading, I understand what is going on in the book, and it just drives them and promotes them to read more and more and read to their family members and their little brothers and sisters too.
So the thing I like about SMART is that they're there to support this experience, and they tell us right up front, you're not teaching reading, you're not a teacher, we're just supporting this experience. We want to create an environment with the kids where they see the joy of reading.
Teachers try to provide that time and opportunity for students to read in the classroom. We only have so much time during the day. And to have special volunteers come in and dedicate their time allows extra support and that extra time that our kids need. Once a child wants to read and realizes they can read, they've opened the book for all kinds of learning. And that's what makes SMART exciting.
That was great.
I was so moved when I went into the library and saw all of these readers, you included, just absorbed with the whole idea of reading and the excitement of it. What is that like?
It's a real good time. They come in all happy and ready to go almost all the time, and that's one of the things that makes it fun.
You as a grandparent, tell us about how you got started reading in the first place.
With my granddaughter, I was sort of trying to sneak into her school experience at Myers Elementary, and SMART came there, and I worked there for several years, and then once my granddaughter was out of elementary school, I moved on to Salem Heights, which is real close to my house, and it's a nice little walk, and it's a great afternoon for me.
There's a lot of things you could get involved with in the community, and as a business professional, why reading? Why is that so important to you?
Well, I think reading is just the stepping stone for everything in your future. And we work with kindergarten children at Independence Elementary, so it's a chance for us to get them acquainted with books, to have them just get that first step to the enjoyment of reading, and then they can continue on through all their years at school with just that happy time that they can spend in a book.
What need does SMART fill that teachers themselves can't?
Well, you know, the schools are very full these days. We have about 27 kindergartners in one class, so it's very difficult to have any one-on-one time. So SMART allows an adult to sit with a child for a good half an hour, have that one-on-one time with an adult that's giving you positive reinforcement and is just there for you. And that's something that teachers just can't do as much as they'd like.
So you're not teaching kids to read per se, you're reading to them. Where's the difference, and how are you really helping those kids?
Well, actually, we're not teaching reading at all. In fact, we're not teaching at all. We're just enjoying their learning process, or helping them out with their learning process in whatever way we can. Spending some time with them, having some listening to what they have to say, and trying to support their attempts to learn how to read, which is, by the way, a real hard thing to do.
Wonderful.
Tell me a story. Tell me a story from your memory of one child. Can you think of one child?
Well, there's been so many, but one in particular, I think the little girl that I was reading with on the film was just a bundle of joy every time. And I like to tell people that she cheers me up. So no matter what's going on, going in and reading is always a good deal for me.
And that must be reinforcing for their whole joy of learning to read. I remember my own joy in going, oh, I get this. I know what's happening here. I'm putting this together, and I've never forgotten that experience. Is that something you experience all the time?
You know, you're in tears and I'm laughing half the time because they're so darn cute. But also one of the key elements of SMART is that we're able to provide a book to the child twice a month. And for many of these children, it's the only book that they have at home, so it's a big deal. And it always gets me when one of the children will take a book, if it's a little girl and she takes a truck, not that she shouldn't have a truck book, but she's getting it, she says, for her little brother, because he doesn't have any books. So you see, that just spreads out the whole program of SMART across the family, which is what we're trying to do.
Well, what does SMART need from our community?
Well,
we have a chance to ask for some of the things we might need.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we need is volunteers.
Okay.
As you can see, we really want to establish this type of relationship and foster the love of reading for students here in our community. And the biggest thing that we need from that is volunteers to come in who are loving, who are supportive, who are really happy and cheerful and excited to be just a helping hand and just a listening ear and a positive voice to the children in our schools.
I might want to add is that, and even if you don't have, and it's about an hour a week, isn't that sort of what we look at? If we can't even do it ourselves, we provide time for our employees to go and do that at our office. So that's a way a business can partner. If they themselves can't do that, they can encourage someone at their workplace or someone in their family to go and do that. I think that's wonderful. Thank you for
And do you ever get a chance to see these kids as they go through grade school?
Oh, they hook up with you later on.
Oh, really?
All the time, yes.
And do they tell
Say
you?
Say hi, how you doing?
So you get to watch them growing up sometimes if you stay with the program.
And maybe not even recognize them after a while.
Because they're taller than you.
Well, so how can people find you and learn more about SMART and how to volunteer?
Well, the easiest way is through our website at www.getsmartoregon.org. And you can also call our office at area code 503-391-8423. And we'll be able to get you in touch with the school that works best for you within your community, and also find the schedule that works best for your time too.
Thank you for joining us today on InSight, and thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Next time. And speaking of reading, our show has a wonderful guest today. from the Salem Public Library, which is undergoing lots of changes.
I know, I can't wait. I can't wait to see our friend BJ again, and I
she's
can't
so much
wait
fun.
to hear more about what the library is doing, because I grew up at the library, my kids grew up there, and I was just there today. So.
I haunt the library, and I love it. It's a beautiful place there, but now that they have a remodel underway and it'll be complete very soon, what better time to talk about it?
And we're going to share some technology secrets. So if
technology, remember
there
long
is-
playing records? You can hear them again. New technology.
I know,
Join
and
us.
the library is going to help us catapult ourselves into the today or the future. Today.
Back to the future today, or something.
I can't wait. All right, should we
She'll
see what's-
explain.
We'll let her do that. We'll see you at the show.
Hello and welcome to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Louise VanNatta.
Our subject today is one of my favorite places, our favorite places, the Salem Public Library. What a wonderful place to go, and so many branch libraries to talk about. But the big one right now is the main library, which is undergoing a remodeling of its children's room. And there's so many other programs going on. At the same time, we figured the best way to get an introduction to all of the big doings at the library is to talk with Library Administrator BJ Toewe. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, we understood that the Children's Library is going to be reopening in January with a bang. But what's going on? What's all about this remodeling? What are you doing?
Well, we're very excited about the remodel. The city paid to have 2 restrooms brought up to ADA standards, but the rest of this remodel is all paid for by our 3 library support boards.
Oh.
The big piece of it is that we have a second story room that we've added on adjacent to our regular story room that people know and love, so that we can have 2 groups simultaneously. Because one of the things we found is that school groups would like to come in for their visits and tours and story times the same time that we hold our 9 story times during the week for children. So having 2 separate rooms will allow us to have both a school group and a library story time.
Can you separate the 2 rooms? Is it one big room or what?
It is 2 rooms with a movable wall between, so that we can open up that wall and have programs for large groups.
Fun.
Oh, that is fantastic. And the Discovery Room. Everybody loves the Discovery Room.
Everyone has missed the Discovery Room during the time we've been closed for the remodel. That's opened up now with a new exhibit on biomes. So they can discover how nature makes homes for animals and plants.
Oh, that is just wonderful. Can you also tell us about what else is going on? I understand you have a transformation station.
We do have a transformation
That's
station.
what I want to hear about.
Yeah, that's
Well,
we come from the VHS age.
A lot of us have all of these wonderful mediums at home.
Oh,
that-
look, an antique.
that we can no longer use.
Oh, I have
A lot of our younger viewers may not know what some of these things are, but you can take old media of any kind, whether it's negatives or videotapes, baby's first steps that you can't watch anymore,
Of course.
and move them on to more current formats. They can go on to CDs, DVDs, even thumb drives, and there's all the equipment and instructions that you need right there.
You know, and the library is going to be giving you great support on that. We have a little video we'd like to show you. Tell us the name of the gentleman and what he's going to be showing us in this video.
Our adult services manager is Christopher Rumbaugh, and he's going to be showing you all about the transformation station.
Let's take a look at it.
Hi, I'm Christopher Rumbaugh, Adult Services Manager at the library, and this is a Library Technology Center. If you haven't been in for a while, you might be surprised to see that we have added seating, tables, added electrical outlets, and really good Wi-Fi so you can bring in your devices or your laptops and use them here. What if you have some old media and you'd like to transfer it to new media? That's where you'd use our Transformation Station. Welcome to the Transformation Station. I think I'll start this LP. Everybody has a favorite LP somewhere, maybe in the closet, but unfortunately turntables are either broken or you don't have one right now. So the easy way to transfer that LP to CD or to even MP3 is in the Transformation Station. It's not rocket science to edit songs from your LP. We use a program called Audacity, and we have staff that can help you get started. You can edit the songs, keep only the songs you want, or you can even sequence all the songs and make a CD just like you'd be able to purchase. Maybe you don't have any LPs. We can actually transfer music from cassettes too. We always had fun in the Polaroid days, but now with digital cameras, all those old photographs end up sitting in a box. We can help you with that too. We have a flatbed scanner station and a print station. You can load your photographs there, or you can put them on the flatbed. You can also do it with slides and negatives. We can take those photos and we can transfer them to a flash drive or to a CD, and you can share them with friends and family. Old home videos, special events and holidays, we can help you transfer those from VHS tape to DVD so you can watch them with your family again. We realize not everyone is up on all the technology for making these transfers, but we have instruction sheets ready that will help you do each of the functions step by step. And of course, staff can help as well. Reservations aren't required, but we really appreciate if you'd call ahead so we can set a block of time aside for you. Our phone number is 503-588-6052. We're looking forward to having you come. And the Wi-Fi's great too.
Wow. What a service.
Yes, it is. I'm sure there are no few of these out there too for people.
I know I have quite a collection myself.
Well, that's fantastic.
Is there a fee for that?
There is no fee to use it. You can either bring the blank DVDs or CDs or your thumb drive with you, or you can purchase a DVD from us for $1 or $2.
I think there's a lot of people who have not been to the library lately, and I've even had people question about how to get library cards. And tell us a little bit about that process.
I love this.
Well, we can't seem to say it often enough. Library cards are available and free for any resident of Marion-Polk or Yamhill County, thanks to the Chemeketa Cooperative Regional Library Service, of which Salem Public Library is a member. So all they have to do is come in with a photo ID that shows their current street address. You can get a free library card even if you live outside the city, which allows you to check out one item at a time. But if you live in the city, you can check out 50 items at a time. Children and teens who live outside the city, however, can get a kids care card, and that allows them to check out 25 items even if their parents live outside the city.
So here's a service I love, is that you can hook up online with cityofsalem.net for the library and renew your books online, which has saved me a lot, and then it sends me an email when they're due. So I find that a great service. And sometimes I end up supporting the library just a tad anyway with my fines, but I'm a very responsible library.
We appreciate your support.
Yes.
And we do have a library website. We have a library Facebook page. An easy access to the website is salemlibrary.org.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's great.
And you can call the business office if you have questions at 503-588-6071.
Great.
For questions. We would love to. You can even apply for a library card online.
Perfect.
And you have live chat now, too.
We have live chat. We'll be able to text your hold notice to you as soon as it goes on the shelf with our new computer system that we have.
We can't wait to see all the exciting upgrades that you're going to do.
I have some mystery books that are due back. Could you take them back with you to the library?
I'd love to be courier.
Great. Thank you so much,
Thank
BJ,
you
for being
so
on
much.
our
This
show.
is so exciting hearing about all the developments going on at the library. It's a beautiful location with just so many things and fresh ideas that you're now able to implement. And thank you for telling us all about them today.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thanks for being on InSight.
And thank you for joining us today on InSight. Go to the library.
We'll see you next time.